sounds put together in a pattern, essentially, is what music is. It could be vocal, it could be nothing but drums, it could be nothing but cans being on each other. Music is, like I said, it's universal. It could be anything.
I think, well, this is very interesting because this is the question I ask my students each year in theory class, and I ask them what music means to them. And the answers are quite phenomenally diverse, and it means a lot of things and a lot of different things to many different people. Personally, music to me is therapy.
I don't think there's a true definition of music. It's music is an art, so it's someone's impression of what music is, and they want to be able to express themselves, and however they do that is what they consider music.
Okay.
Music, something that makes you feel an emotion that nothing else could make you feel.
Ooh. Well, I don't think I could define music, but I can give you I can tell you the kind of realm I think it is. See, you and I are having a conversation now, we're talking. But if we decided to sing that conversation to each other, we'd be in a heightened state, we'd probably laugh a lot. But if we were singing, because it's something magical happens to the voice when you start to sing, and singing is like the most immediate source of music. So music is something magical. It's not necessarily, we can do it, but it's not connected to us. It's something that exists outside of us. We can make music with other people, all of those sorts of things, but something, I can tell you that it's, when you sing, you have a special feeling. It's the same with, we walk and we run and we jog, but if you dance, again, you have a very different feeling. And if you dance to music, you've got 2 hits of the magic. Yeah, so I think it has a sort of, it's like a magical property.
Hard question.
It is a hard question. Let me think about that for a minute. I mean, I guess one way of putting music, it is the true universal language, because people can enjoy and experience music together without speaking the same language or without speaking. It's a language in itself. It's an experience that defies which country you're from, which language you speak. There was actually an experiment that was done, and there was a guy who developed a universal language which was called Esperanto, and the idea was that he would create this universal language and then everyone would speak it and everyone in the world would speak the same language, and it didn't work. And a lot of people believe the reason it didn't work is because there already was a universal language, which was music. So I guess for me, I think to define music in sort of a couple of sentences, it would be a universal experience, yeah.
Listening to music because it enhances any feeling I'm having. I am also a dancer. I've been dancing since I was 3, so music for me is very much a part of life. I hear music, I want to move. If I want to make myself move, I want to have music.
Makes you happy, music is good. Music is for your soul, Every culture has music. There's no way you can go in the world without music.
I find it to be calming, relaxing, basically zen. It's just, when you get out of work, I find it to get home and get calm by the time you get home listening to music in the car.
Why do I like listening to music? Gives you a feeling that nothing else can.
I think everybody likes to listen to music, but I think it transports you, and it kind of somehow, for me, it's like an elixir. It's like something very pleasurable. It's very enjoyable. So it's almost like having somebody else around. You know, sort of, especially if you're on your own and you're kind of doing something, cleaning up, or you know, if you have music, you don't feel kind of like you're on your own. So it's almost like having a friend around, really, when you play music.
Listening to music. Why do I like listening to music? I don't know. I think music is something that elicits an emotional response and is something that attracts something primordial in the human condition. I think music's been around since the dawn of time in cultures, and it's something that I think resonates with every human. Even if I'm someone who's studied music and spent a lot of time studying, the theory and all that sort of stuff, but I think anyone who even hasn't done that can still resonate. Music resonates with them. It's very few people who don't either listen to the radio or have bands.
Place I like to listen to music. It changes. It's a very transient kind of question, but at different times in my life I'll listen to music in different places. Sometimes it's at night, sometimes it's morning, sometimes it's working, sometimes it's walking. It really depends on what I'm feeling at the moment. I guess that's the magic of music as well. It also creates emotions. It can put you in a different state of mind when you need it to be, when your mind needs to be in a different state of mind.
Place I like listening to music. No, I kind of like it wherever. I tend not to listen to music when I'm like out in nature, because I just want to appreciate like what I'm seeing. So I'd say I probably listen to it most often at home, or at a bar or a dance club, or like at a dance class. But the right music, pretty much good anywhere you are.
Favorite place I would like listening to music nowadays. The favorite place for me to listen to music is at the Jazz Festival, okay? Which is at the fairgrounds. But the nicest music club, the premier music club in the city, is Tipitina's. Always has been, always will be.
Favorite place. In my backyard, actually, we have a huge festival here in New Orleans called Jazz Fest, and I live right behind their main stage. So 2 weeks out of the year, I have a free concert that I can listen to in my backyard.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Favorite place?
Yeah,
Favorite place where I like to listen to music? In my car.
No. I kind of can listen to music almost anywhere. Although I do like it I quite enjoy listening to music in a car. Yeah, I quite listen.
A favourite place?
Yeah.
I mean, I think, for me, I think there's two different types of listening. There's casual listening, which is what most people experience, which is music on in the car, music on while they do the dishes or while they do housework or, something like that. And then there's what a lot of people call active listening, which is when you're actually sitting there just enjoying the act of listening to music. And in that sort of regard...
Like a concert?
Yeah, maybe a concert, that would be considered active listening. Yeah. But I love the idea of active listening just at home in my lounge room. I love just putting on records and sitting down and just enjoying that, not while doing anything else, not on my phone, not on the computer, and nothing like that, just putting on music and then just listening to it and enjoying that experience of, listening that way. Yeah, so I'd say at home is my favourite place to listen to music, yeah.
I would absolutely say music can alter your mindset. You know, you've got different playlists when you want to chill out, and certain artists you like to listen to like be calm and just like have a good time. But I also definitely have songs that are like power songs, like to pump myself up, especially when I'm like exhausted or I don't want to be doing what I'm doing, or even just like I don't want to get out of bed to clean my room. If I play the right music, it'll force me to like get up and clean my room and actually do laundry and be an adult. And I also find it really alters my mindset when driving. I don't enjoy driving a car, and if I don't have music on, I tend to get angrier.
There's certain sounds make you feel certain ways. Minor chords, major chords. You know, there's things you immediately hear them and you get sad, or you immediately hear that particular sound and you feel happy. So yeah, music definitely affects your mood.
Most of the time when I have a bad day at work or something, there's 2 or 3 of my favorite songs that I just go to and relax with, and it has that calming nature for me, at least, where I want to take everything down a few notches.
It can do. I think music has that ability to make you feel quite melancholy if you put particular music on, or if you put sort of very upbeat music that, you know, maybe kind of a band, a more contemporary band that you like, then it will make you feel more kind of positive and more energetic. So I think it does have quite a strong influence on anybody, really, and then on their mood.
Okay. Music that they like. For me, yeah, I think it's a great way of exploring sort of different emotions and things through sound, I guess, yeah, and through lyrics, yeah. Yeah, it does have a big influence, especially now because I've studied music so much. It's a big part of my, my energy is spent, like if I'm listening to music, it excites me in all sorts of different ways, sometimes in an academic sense, like I get excited by the way it's written or the way it's put together. Sometimes I get excited by, something a little bit more sort of unexplainable, and that it might be an emotion or emotion it brings out in me when I listen to a certain thing. Sometimes it's because the lyrics are great, sometimes it's because the melodies are beautiful. There's no way, there's no academic way to analyse why you think the melody is different for everyone. But it definitely affects my mood and my mindset and the way I sort of, process, because it's my work as well. When I hear something I like, it excites me to then develop it myself. So yeah, definitely it's a big part of my day. Yeah.
Oh man, music can mean a lot to the community. Depending on the kind of music, if it's music of the community, I believe music, a lot like theater, a lot like dance, a lot like writing, can be stories we tell ourselves about ourselves, or stories we tell other people about ourselves. So I think that music plays a big part in community, as far as our oral history and having art out of what we are. And then of course I also think music can be very helpful for communities that, I think it's good for kids, I think it's good for people to play music and have the arts in their lives and bring a community together.
Music can mean the utmost to the community. Music to New Orleans is what brought people back. Some of the first things to reopen, one of the first things to reopen in the city, right what's behind us, the Cafe Du Monde, and after that was Frenchwood Street. I came here less than a month after Katrina, and the music club, the Snug Harbor, was playing live music, one of the first places opened up after Katrina. So it means a definite lot to the city. It brought us back here.
For a city like New Orleans, it's music, it's heart and soul. We have food, we have drinks, but at the end of the day, every time you go anywhere or see anything, there's always music playing. And we started a community based around music here, and it's just grown from there. So I find music to be the heart and soul of the community that I'm living in.
Community, anything it can be very powerful. It can have great significance or no significance, depending on how they see it.
I'm not sure I can really answer that question. I couldn't speak for a community. And if you say community, there are all sorts of different communities within the community. So you have people who like different kinds of music in different occasions at different places. So to say something you can't be general about such a thing. But I think music generally to all the different communities for very different reasons is very important. I can just give you one example. I used to work at the Norwood Concert Hall, and every, I think it was Tuesday lunchtime, the Italian club would have a free lunch for its senior citizens. And you would hear the tarantella music coming up. You'd hear it, and then you'd hear somebody singing with an accordion. And it was such a lovely feeling. So I know that particular music on that occasion was very important to that community. Then there's you go to a concert hall and you hear a beautiful piece of Mahler symphony, and it's another community listening to another music for another reason that transports them to another world, makes them reflect on all sorts of things. So yeah, different communities need music, enjoy music, participate with music for different reasons.
I mean, look, music has always, like I said, since the dawn of time, been a community art. It's usually something that brings people together, and that's why it's an important aspect of any community, because it brings people together with a shared goal of creating something. Because music, in any form, is a form of sort of creating and being creative and being expressive. And I think it's in a sort of therapeutic way. Music is important because it sort of gives people an outlet to sort of express themselves. Some people find them really hard to express themselves through words. Some people find social interaction quite difficult. And so music is something. So if we're talking about, say, a community brass band or something like that, where people can go and sit down and play and have a shared goal, I think that's a really important thing. And like I said before, it's a universal experience that people can enjoy. So people from all walks of life, there's nothing to stop 20 people who all speak 20 different languages sitting in a room and playing something together and playing music. So I think it's a really great unifier, and I also think it's a great team sort of building sort of exercise if you're talking about that. And also it's, like I said, it's a very inclusive sort of environment and shared experience. So that's an important part of any community. Yeah.
Survival for a community. Music can bring back history for a community. It can create pathways and aspirations. It can bring back a lot of lost language. It can be the bridge between past and future. And I've seen that happen over time and time again through this program, working with Anangu people in the community up in the AP Wildlands, working with our colleagues here at NCAMS, the National Centre for Language and Music. You can see the impact of what and how music can get into those deeper echelons of lost languages through music. And I think it's a very, very underplayed, powerful tool.
biggest thing I think is the just the connectivity around the world when music travels from different countries, and you get a little glimpse of something different, and it can change your ideas about what a different culture is, because we have a lot of ideas about what like certain cultures are, and then when you actually hear the music or see the art they put out, you're like, oh, that's not at all what I thought it was. So I think it can definitely influence people that way, and I think it's also a very useful way to learn languages.
Think music can change the world?
Oh, I don't know if it can change the world. It can change people, for sure. And maybe people can change the world. Music can't change the world. It can definitely change people.
There's so many different genres of music that have changed and defined generations and cultures, that each generation has a message with their music that defines the generation, where they're able to create or support or deny, protest, whatever you want to call it, that is able to bring them together. And I find music brings people together.
Beatles changed the world with their music, so that's how it.
No, I don't think it can change the world. But now I thought about this question. What it can do is unite people, and the reasons they come together or form kind of collectives for different things is for a whole stack of different reasons. I mean, there have been music people who get together and raise money for incredible charities and particular, things that happen in the world. There have been catastrophic floods, famine, you name it. Music has been the thing that unites people to take action. And I think that's been... She wants to come on the table. Sorry, you can let her come on the table. She wants to come on the table. Come on.
Yes, I think music can change the world. I think it already has. It does on a daily basis. All right. There's been songs that have brought people together. There's been concerts or ideals through music that have brought people together. I think music has been changing the world for a long time. And will continue to. If we talk about on a grand sense, I don't think music is the solution necessarily to political problems they might be having in certain countries or anything like that. But I think, like I said before, it is something that unifies people in a really special way, because everyone sort of can resonate with music in some shape or form. If someone's talking about something to do with biology or physics or something like that, for people who aren't involved in that world, it's hard for them to understand what's going on. That's not something that creates a unity. They're not specifically those two things. A lot of sort of pursuits out there which are very specific to that, and you can only interact with people on that level about that stuff with people who have also studied that, whereas music is so universal, and everyone experiences it and understands it basically what it is. So yeah, I think music already has changed the world, especially over the last 10 years.
Absolutely. A lot of research done on very good question. At the moment, it's not actually a song, it's an album. It's by Ludovico Einaudi. I think he's an Italian pianist, a well-acclaimed pianist. And when you asked me earlier, when do I like listening to music? Of the last week, I've been putting it on, put the headphones on, and listening to it all the way through the night and into the morning. So it's quite peaceful.
Oh. I don't know if I have a favorite song. I have a lot of songs I like. That's a really hard question.
You can just name a few.
Okay. I love the song Feelin' Good, which is just like a classic blues standard. Tons of different people have done it, and I think that's great. I love... That's such a hard question. Oh my God. I love the Spice Girls, so obviously I like to listen to them. They're a lot of fun. The Magnetic Fields are a really great local band, and they've got some great albums. And maybe one of my favorites of theirs is Andrew and Drag. I love Tegan and Sarah, so pretty much anything they've ever written, but probably Underwater is my favorite of their songs just because I associate it with an ex of mine. And like being a teenager and being in love. It's such a hard question. I don't know. I like, my genre of music would be upbeat songs about depressing things. I always find those really fun. And then, there's some musicals and stuff like that. Okay, great. I'm gonna put that right there. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Reeds drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life, and I'm feeling good.
Song. Oh, my favorite song? Oh, God.
You can pick a couple.
It ain't no use. It's my favorite song. By the Meters. There ain't no use to cut you loose. God knows I'm limited.
Honestly, my favorite song, it's by the band Hippocampus. They're a small band out of the Twin Cities up in Minnesota, and the song's called Bashful Creatures.
Songs that I've written are my favorites because I'm pretty great. I'm just kidding.
You're the best.
Obviously.
God, yeah.
Your mom told me. What is my favorite song? Any song that moves me. There's been many that have been written that have been Strawberry Fields, The Beatles, Penny Lane by The Beatles. Can't think right now because I'm relaxing.
I have a couple, but the one I keep coming back to always is Rufus Wainwright's My Phone's on Vibrate for You. I can try. My phone's on vibrate for you. Electric Clash's karaoke too. I tried to dance Britney Spears. I guess I'm getting on in years. Which of course I am.
Yeah, favourite song's always a tough one. Someone asked me that earlier this morning in one of the classes here. Said, what's your favourite rock song? And I was like, I'm not even sure how to answer that because it changes on a daily basis, to tell you the truth. So I could name you 30 songs that have all been my favourite song at one stage, and it will change, like I said, on a day-to-day basis depending on my mood. And we talked about the mindset thing before. It's like music does affect my mindset, but sometimes my mindset affects my musical choice as well. Like it goes both ways. Some days I wake up feeling a certain way. I'm like, I really want to hear this song, or I really want to hear this band, and then the next day it'll be a completely different experience. So actually, I don't think I can answer that. I don't think I can answer that because it would be a lie tomorrow. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.